This is organised by the KNMV, and everyone's turning up. Here, Timmins of Verhagen, we saw them a couple of weeks ago winning the World Championship. Here the boys on the left, we see Carlo Hollannin in the middle, Gert-Jan van Doorn on the right with the track here, you see them later on. Of course, all champions in their own rights, 500, 250, 125cc classes. And there's the big cup. See, we'll be drinking out of that by the end of the day. Probably one of these young ladies will be helping as well.
Van de 125, de eerste team van de 250 en de eerste team van de 500.
Here's
En nog 10 die
John van den Berg, 125cc champ.
Een allround wedstrijd. Dus je mag kiezen welke motormerk. Je mag op 125
We've
rijden,
got
500 of 250.
30 riders in total, the top. Beautifully prepared sand course here. And let's see who gets out. It's got to be a 500cc machine in the first corner, I would have thought. And it looks like Kees van der Ven first out on the big Honda. And number 10, Fred van Loon, there he is, and Kees van der Ven second. And that's Marcel van Drunen, number 12 on a 125cc machine. So Van Drunen in there, that's extraordinary really, up in the top three. We're keeping our eyes open for some of the other guys. Missing number 8, there he is, look. There's Strybos, number 11, John van der Berg. Both had bad starts, those two boys. Big crowds turning out here. The 500cc machines pretty obviously in the first lap were dominating. And the comment is from further down the field that the 125cc and 250cc boys, once the course gets cut up a bit and you start getting some of those big, long, deep sweeping ruts, you see them already starting to form. And where's Van der Ven? Van der Ven is missing now. Hulsen has moved up to 4th position. Dave Strybos in trouble there, just gets out of the way, but lost a lot of time. And yeah, as I was saying, the 125, 250cc machines are going to start pulling back up the field when it gets really cut up. And of course, Dutch riders, the best sand riders in the world, they really are. We're going to be seeing some of that action in the big beach races, Scheveningen, of course. But let's get back to this. 3 heats here. Here's Van Loon still in the lead. And Evertsen starting to make a little bit of an impression at this stage. And now the big accident, and the lead is down, Van Loon. And everyone's waving their arms around, but no one's actually making any decisions here. Van Drunen goes into the lead by default and has to keep on racing because nobody's actually stopped the event. And with somebody lying motionless on the track, we don't know really what happened to him, but he's not moving at all. And the race should be red flagged immediately, really. And they're still carrying on. Evertsen has moved up into second, and the boys are still racing. Well, they daren't really stop. Although, of course, they have to cross the start-finish line before the event is stopped anyway. And if they do red flag it, it'll be interesting to see how they apportion the results for this first heat. Now, look, you can see an awful lot of gesticulating going on at the judges here. And Van den Berg saying stop the race. But he has to continue until somebody officially stops the race. And he still isn't moving, and let's hope this is nothing serious, but, well, the event is now being stopped, and apparently nothing that serious. Van Drunen declared the winner from Evertsen, from Jan van Doorn. Everybody locking up. Go, and we're back in Lierop for the big KNMV challenge. Here's Van Drunen, the winner of the first heat, which only last about 6 laps, if you remember. Evertsen, second position. And Gert-Jan van Doorn in third
Marcel van
position.
Drunen, de eerste heat heb je gewonnen. Wat ga je in de tweede heat doen?
Nou, ik hoop het ook weer te gaan winnen. Dus thuiscircuit en het ligt me goed.
Marcel van Drunen reckons it's his home circuit, so
wat vind je van deze baan
he
hier?
reckons he's got a good chance.
Het is een mooie baan. Het is vrij snel, alleen met de 500 hebben we nog problemen. Met de eerste mandje ben ik 2 keer voorbij gegaan, maar hij komt meteen
the
terug bij
500cc machines
maar dat wordt daar wel anders als de baan zwaarder wordt.
have a lot of power, and in the initial stages of the race, they really don't have a huge advantage. But certainly as they start this second heat of the KNMB Challenge in Lirac, it looks like some of the bigger machines moving up to the front. Now let's hope we don't have the same sort of problems we had in the first heat, but a few of them down. No major problem here, I don't think. That was Edwin de Bruin was down. Carla Hulsen going well. She's way out in front. The Dutch 500cc champion, Dave Strybus, is in second. Van Drunen is fifth, who won the first heat. Vandenberg had a bad start, but he's going through there now. And Van Drunen looking incredibly. Here comes that's Dave Strybus, of course, number 8. Then that's Van Drunen. So Hulsen way out, very comfortable out in front. And that's Evertson. Evertson rode beautifully in the last event and just pulled his way up, kept out of trouble. Dave Strybus, that's dodgy that, isn't he? Nearly lost it. Said his weight a bit too far forward. And Strybus planning on going to Italy next year, but it looks as if Suzuki, he's going to actually ride for Honda on 125cc next year, and that should be interesting stuff to see. There is Dave Strybus. There is William Watkins, and here is Carlo Hulsen. Lovely style Hulsen's got, looking very assured, but big machines to handle through the big ruts when they get set up. And there's Van Drunen pushing hard. And Van Drunen 6th in the World Championship so far this year. There goes Strybus, 7th in the World Championship 250cc this year, 3rd in the Dutch Championship. Van Drunen on 125cc next year as well. Of course, being near the end of the season, there's a lot of argy-bargy and contract signing and wheeling and dealing going on, and Van Drunen's gone. Van Drunen, okay, that looked very nasty, and some of these ruts, as Leo Combe's gone through there, and Pedro Tractor around the outside there. The guy's looking across. Here goes Strybus. Vandenberg doesn't know what he's doing next year either. The works teams are all looking around. There's Jacob Mois on the Honda. That's Van Duyn on the Honda. That's Leo Combe. That's Vandenberg. There goes Jan Van Duyn. And that was Leo Combe again. So Hulsen has got a big problem, and that's a shame because he was way ahead at the stage, and his Honda's got a big problem. So here we go. Edwin Evertson is in 2nd position. Twice he's done that, and that's 2 very good results for Evertson, because there's a 3rd heat left to come, and I doubt if we'll end up with that many people getting that many points, if you see what I mean, because out of the 3 heats, that's important stuff. So Evertson with 2 17s already under his belt. So it'll be interesting to see how in this second heat, oh, they're all going out. It's interesting to see how these big That's Willy van Vessel. How these big ruts are affecting people. Dave Strybos is in the lead. And unless something goes horribly wrong, it's surely got to be Strybos from Everton, and it'll be a big battle between Van der Berg, Van Doorn. There's Gribson in there. Aston Tractor is way down the field. And Jacko Moos is in there as well. Jan Van Doorn third at the moment. 500cc machine, a little bit of work while Van Drunen had some work done on his machine, and he's off again now. So Strybos now well in the lead, and I should think Everton will just be very, very carefully hanging on to. He's closing on him, but I wouldn't have thought he was going to be too worried actually. And Van Doorn is third. And Van der Berg is... Leo Combe's in there as well. So real mixed bag, sort of third, fourth and fifth down there. Tractor on the 125cc machine. Dutch champion is in 8th position. He wants to move up next year, this Tractor, to 250. I don't know whether he's going to get a ride. He doesn't even know it yet, or if he does, he's not telling us. So the order's starting to sort itself out in this second heat now. One more heat left to go, and we're getting all three of them on go. A real treat for this KNMV challenge from Lierop. Very important for all the Dutch riders at the end of the season. Strybos, Everton. And Hulsen starting. No, Hulsen is pushing hard, but there's no way he's way out of it. And there's a big battle between Van Doorn here now. And Van der Berg and Grimson in their number 9, you can just see. The Strybos serenely taking it easy. Well, hardly. You can't take it easy, can you? But you know what I mean. And just cleaning his goggles. Van der Berg has moved up into third, look. He's moved up, you know, from 25th position into third, and is that riding or what? Excellent riding. So Strybos still in front, barring any technical problems. The checkered flag is waiting for him, and he takes it. So it's Strybos from Everton, second, looking down at his machine. I wonder if he had some problems. He had a couple of good laps near the end, but he's pointing out some problems there. So good 16 laps this time round instead of 6 laps we had in the first heat. Van der Berg third, Van Doorn fourth, Van Grimson fifth, Alvin van Asten sixth, Jacco Moos seventh. Out the third and final heat of the KNM.